we go, boys. Tighten your belts. Carl Edwards running away. Carl Edwards off turn 4. Awesome job. All day, the man to beat. Carl Edwards dominates.
Carl Edwards is certainly getting it done on the track. That win here, one of 7 victories this season. Edwards may not take the championship, but if there were a title for most marketable driver, Carl would win that hands down. From magazines to TV commercials, Edwards is everywhere. Not bad for a guy who was a substitute school teacher just a handful of years ago. Here's Mike Massaro.
Carl Edwards comes out of turn 4 and wins at Richmond. Awesome job.
There's a wild bird in your life. We've got the food for you right here, the wild bird food from Scott's.
At the end of the race, we actually saw an increase in sales. We saw an increase in website traffic because of what we did at the racetrack and our partnership with Carl.
Carl Edwards takes it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That is the man.
I was 17 or 18 years old thinking that people were going to put this in a file with all the other race car drivers that they potentially could hire, and you know, when the day came, they would call me up. Now they tell me they just thought it was kind of comical, but in a way that made them realize, hey, you know, he's really serious about this.
Carl Edwards was serious. Since signing with Roush Fenway Racing in 2003, Carl has had a rush of success.
Carl Edwards wins. That was something to watch.
He's won since he's been involved in NASCAR, and that captures people's imagination, and people want to root for a winner.
Carl Edwards goes back-to-back. A company needs a winner, and that's really where it starts. And from there, it gets into how good is that person's personality, how likable is the person.
Everything okay, Carl?
I'm winning, right? Even though it's a product pitch, it somehow has to come off as genuine.
I taught him that.
Whether it's his tone of voice or whether it's his facial expression, for some reason, it doesn't seem as fake as it could be or really is. And that's what makes the difference.
You know, you could say that your image is the way people perceive you. I mean, we're doing this interview, and I don't know how tight the shot is, but I might not be wearing pants right now. I mean, you just don't know.
Okay, here we go.
That image has generated big bucks from sponsors. Aflac reportedly agreed to pay $78 million over the next 3 years to sponsor Edwards. In addition, the ultra-fit Edwards was sought out by Subway to be their spokesperson in 2009.
Looking good. He really is a no-brainer, so the question for a company isn't whether you use Carl Edwards or not, it's does he have any more space on his fire suit or his car?
Carl represents America. Carl really represents an opportunity to speak to every person, no matter what walk of life they're from. We believe Carl appeals to all audiences.
Carl has a very clear set of core values, and so we try and find companies that fit with those same core values, and that's when you really get a good match, and you can really make things happen.
I don't want to market something that I myself wouldn't use or wouldn't recommend someone using.
I got one of these new phones. They're awesome. The Samsungs.
The only bad part about all the coverage and everything is if you have a bad weekend or something bad happens, every person you run into, they all want to talk about that.
But Carl wants to talk to somebody.
Did he give you a thumbs up? I guess. I don't know.
You really sometimes just want to forget what happens.
There's only a couple guys that have really transcended a sport. He's good looking, he takes care of his sponsors, he has sponsors that invest in him, and he's got the flip. That total package makes Carl Edwards one of the next big stars.